Howdy. I'm calling for the volunteers department. Thank you. 2195. Thank you. Hi, Juanita. My name's Stu Keck, and I'm a Vietnam Air vet. And my friends and I have been making videos for a while on YouTube and live video. Have been talking a lot recently in our videos about. Our problem is we don't know what's going on that we can help with. So that's why I'm calling, because, I've got this idea that I could take guys fishing on my big boat and that I'm willing to come help and visit. I've heard about this Fisher House Foundation. The folks at the VA basically gave me the 1-800 number to the hospital where you guys are at and said that I should ask for the volunteer group, so that's what I'm doing. Well, no, that was just one idea I had. I don't want to limit my contract. I'm not calling you up saying that this is what I'm willing to do, period, and that's all I'm willing to do. That was an idea I had, and that would probably be more for outpatient guys. I realized no guy that was missing limbs that was an inpatient was going to come out and go fishing in the ocean with me. And that's what we want to do. We want to help these guys. You know, we're not trying to feel sorry for anybody or become somebody's adopted guardian or anything like that. We just want to, form a relationship with whoever the guys are that need help and become an active participant in their lives and try to do something that's meaningful to them and it's not charity. We just want to help them get back to where they ought to be if they hadn't have been sent in harm's way looking after our backside. So that's what we really are about. So that's one thing you can do is answer phones, huh? I'm writing as you speak. I'm trying to keep up, but keep going. Tell me what kind of things you guys do. Okay, background check and interview and see if there's a match for that individual and for what your needs are down there. Oh, and you know what? Let me paint another scenario here. Say that it became obvious to your organization and to the individual that was volunteering, not necessarily myself or some other folks that I talked to on the internet about this. Are citizens encouraged to just come down and visit with the vets during strangers, or does that happen at all? Do total strangers come down and visit with the vets at all, or do you think that's a bad idea? That's something that we should talk about ahead of time, right? Without doubt. Well, that's an idea I had, and maybe it's foolish. I don't know. Some guys might not like total strangers coming around and visiting with them and stuff like that. Well, I understand that completely, because obviously these guys are trying to get their lives together, and the last thing they need is somebody that's trying to help them that's not really helping them at all, but it's hurting them. And I can see where that'd be an issue. So, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to go. What? So you need my address to send me this letter you're talking about? Okay, Juanita. Okay. So you're going to send me a letter, and it tells me what I have to do and all to become a volunteer and get in the background check process and establishes an interview process and that kind of thing, and then decide whether we're a fit. Yeah, okay. Every other Monday orientation. Okay. Okay. So once I get the letter, I'll be well on my way towards coming down and helping or doing whatever it is I could do, right? It sounds like a lot of what you guys do is just help provide function for these guys so they could get through the things they got to get through to get back going, just their day-to-day needs. And they're employees of the Veterans Administration. The supervisors are. Okay, I'll talk to the American Legion there in Sumas. Okay. All right, well, I don't want to take any more of your time because I know you're trying to help those folks and not spend your time dealing with volunteers. So I appreciate your telling me what it is that what you have to do and how to go about doing it. I've been a history buff for many, many, many years, and I've read a lot about the VA or the veterans situation after a lot of our foreign wars, and it doesn't seem to be, in my opinion, from what I've read, it doesn't appear to be a new phenomenon that the veterans, after major wars in this country's history, like World War I, World War II, there has always been a problem with those folks being kind of forgot about after it was over. I think we should do something for the folks that have been gone over there, and we need to get them back, at least to where they're living normal lives again as best we can. And So whatever I can do to help with that, that's what I want to do. But I want to go one step further than that. I want to twist other people's arms into doing that too, and not just standing around asking the politicians to fix the problem, because no, they don't fix nothing. They don't fix nothing. That's the truth of the matter. Yep. I really appreciate your time, Juanita. You have a fantastic day, and I look forward to hearing more from you guys in the near future. Okay, you take care now. Bye now. Okay, now we'll call this Fisher House Foundation. We've called the VA administration. We've called the state Washington Department of Veteran Affairs. We've called the local veteran hospital and talked to them about how to go about getting into their voluntary services, which involves things like background checks, interviews, orientation, and then seeing what the fit is. And then the Washington State Department of Veteran Affairs, they talk about getting teamed up and hooked up with your local American Legion, because that's what those guys do a lot of, is looking after veterans affairs with the Washington Department of Veterans Affairs, with the feds. So it's more about getting their benefits and helping them with their claims, taking care of their medical care, helping out with their appointments and getting them to and from, the logistics of getting them to and from their needs as far as getting back on the road to normal lives. But I think that the social net probably has a lot more to do with how they're interacted with in the community, and it's kind of a word-of-mouth thing. It's not like you can go find a bulletin board where a veteran's putting up a note and say, I want to go fishing, or I want to go hunting, or I'd like to go out and learn how to square dance, or whatever it is they want to go do. You got to get involved. You got to get into their lives, and you got to get involved, and you got to be communicating with the network and with the folks that are out there working with them. Folks like Juanita down at the VA hospital. She's 80 years old and helping out. Here I am, 50, feeling old and decrepit and wondering if I'm up to it, and she's 80. You know, that makes me embarrassed. That's kind of embarrassing. Anyway, so there's one more number we got here called the Fisher House Foundation, and these folks are building housing for veterans near VA hospitals. I guess kind of some kind of like apartments, outpatient housing. And they get to live in it at minimum at cost, and it's volunteers building. I don't know what the materials situation is, or where the money is, or what the volunteer situation is, but let's call up this Fisher House outfit and see what they're up to. The Fisher House Foundation. So we give them a call, and that's the phone number for the VA administration is 1-800-827-1000. And kind of filtered in to wherever your local region is, that's who will pick up that number, regardless of what part of the country you're in, for the VA to find out, to get what the contacts are in your local area and help people. It's 1-800-827-1000. Now, the hospital, if you live here in the Pacific Northwest, there's hospitals in Tacoma and there's hospitals in Seattle, VA hospitals, and their number is 1-800-329-8387. That's 329-8387. Now, then there's the Washington Department of Veterans Affairs. That'll only apply to those folks of you that live here in the same state as I do. But they're 1-800-562-2308. And then this Fisher House Foundation that's building housing for veterans, outpatient housing or apartments for veterans, their number is 1-888-294-8560. Okay, so I'm going to call up the Fisher House Foundation, see what these folks are up to and how to get involved in that process. Let's see what they have to say, okay? Bye now. Well, let's see where we can go with that. That's it for now. We'll talk to you later. Like I said to Catherine, Pappy Stu said it. I'm out, and I'm on the side.